Hey Joe, it's Folks here. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this print-on-demand store here. They have likely made over 100,000 sales on their store. And when I say 100,000 sales, I don't mean that they have made $100,000. I'm saying that they likely have 100,000 customers. And if you're looking at the products that they sell and the prices that they sell them at, you can imagine that if you're doing some mental math, this store has likely made millions and millions of dollars. And I know this because they have over 15,000 reviews on Trustpilot. This is a real review website, so this is a legitimate number here. And again, if you're doing some math, you could imagine that not all of their customers are actually leaving a review. In general, you're going to get maybe 10% of your customers to leave you a review. If they have 15,000, that means they might have over 100,000 customers. In the video today, we're going to talk about the products they're selling. We're also going to dive into their Facebook ads. I will pull up my ad account and do a tutorial for you as well to help you to learn how to launch ads to people in your niche on Facebook and on Instagram. If you are just getting started with your store and you want to go through some step-by-step training to help you build it and get started with all of your social media marketing, I do have a free course. There is a link down in the description inside of over 30 videos showing you how to get started. Now, before we do jump in and start going through Facebook ads, I do want to give some background with this store. This here is a store called ocanvas.com. They are basically selling print-on-demand canvases. They are creating designs across many different niches. Here is a hunting themed design, here is a football themed design, and right here is a golfing themed design. Essentially, what they've done is they've created what is called a product-focused store. A product-focused store is a store that sells to multiple niches, but they just sell one product. It's a great way to sort of brand yourself behind a product and still make the store feel special and not super random. This here is an example of a product-focused store that sells metal signs that people would hang on their walls. This here is a print-on-demand store that sells leggings only. This is a product-focused store selling leggings. And right here is a print-on-demand store selling print-on-demand shoes. Again, they've branded themselves behind the product and they cater to multiple different niches. Once we get through the Facebook ads portion of this video, I will talk through how you could create your own product-focused store as well. If, however, you did want to sell wall art, my recommended supplier would be Shine On. They have several different types: posters, canvases, and even metal prints. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want to show you just how profitable this can be. Now, obviously, there is multiple sizes of these products. What you're seeing on the screen right now is the smallest size. If we go back and look at this store, again, they're selling these products for $50 minimum. And if they have made over 100,000 sales, again, we can assume that this store has done millions of dollars in sales. One thing that you might notice is that many of their products are actually personalized. They are basically just doing personalized designs. I'm not saying that you have to do personalized designs if you'd like to sell this sort of product. This store here certainly does a little bit of both. Now, in terms of ads, this store is running ads on both their Facebook page and also on their Instagram page. We can see that by navigating to the About tab right here and then scrolling down a little bit. If you then click Page Transparency, you can see that it says this page is currently running ads. In a moment, we're going to do a tutorial to show you how to place ads on Facebook and actually show them to members of your niche by building a good audience. We can actually view this store's ads by clicking See All right here and then clicking Go to Ads Library. You can do this with any Facebook page that you find. If they are running ads, then you can view them inside of the ads library by following what I just showed you. Inside of the ads library, we can see that this store is running 35 ads right now. If we scroll through, we can actually look at all of them. If it is a video ad, you could click on it and you could watch the video that they are running as an ad. You'll also be able to see when they actually started running the ad, as well as the platforms that the ad is actually running on. If we scroll all the way to the bottom, we can see the oldest active ads that this store currently has. These ads right here have been on since November of last year, which means these ones are likely doing quite well because they've been on for almost 6 months. One thing you might notice as well is that this store is primarily running ads with images. A lot of people think that when it comes to running ads, they need to create these very advanced videos or something like that. At the end of the day, with print on demand, we are simply just showing our products. This is why I always say that marketing is the easy part. One thing you need to be able to do is get people to click your ad. If you show them a great mock-up like this here, that sometimes sometimes is enough. The second part is making sure that you show the ad to the right people, which is what we're going to cover now. As I mentioned, making sure that you can show your products to members of your niche with your ads is extremely important. To do that, you're going to come to the audience tab here. From there, you can then click create a saved audience. When we do that, what we can see is that we can target people based on where they live, also by how old they are. So if you were targeting younger people with your products, or even if you wanted to target older people, you would be able to do that here. You can also target by gender. So if you wanted to run an ad to men only or women only, you would be able to do that. The key though is by targeting by a specific interest, which can be done down here. Now, for example, let's say that we were running a product like one of the ones we've looked at so far, something inside of the hunting niche, for example. We could type in hunting and select that as an interest here. We could also launch other ads to some of these other interests and keywords that are popping up and basically begin putting the product right in front of people that are actually inside of our niche. Now, a lot of people shy away from actually trying advertising on Facebook and on Instagram because they think they need hundreds or thousands of dollars to get started, and that's just simply not the case. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I do have a free print-on-demand course linked down in the description. Inside, I have videos showing you how to set up the account that I was just showing you. I also want to quickly show this study here. This is a study talking about how much it actually costs to run ads on Facebook. Now, what you're seeing here is an average CPM in March of 2025. CPM is essentially a measure that tells us how much it costs to show the ad to 1,000 people. Basically, this is saying that right now the average in the United States is about $12.06, which means if you spent $12 on an ad, on average, it's going to be shown to 1,000 people. If I am a store owner and I am selling something like this here and I'm targeting a hunting related audience, and for about $12, give or take, I can show this ad to 1,000 people, that is something I am going to try to do every single day. I started my first print-on-demand store in 2016, and I primarily sell on Shopify. I run ads on Facebook and on Instagram. Personally, I think this is the best way to sell print-on-demand items, especially when you are targeting specific niches, because you can run ads, like I just showed you, to specific interest groups, whether you're doing something inside of the golf niche like this here, the football niche, or even the hunting niche like we have been talking about, or even the pet niche like this. This store is likely just running ads to products like this consistently, and they've made over 100,000 sales on their store. And now, obviously, none of this is easy. I don't want any of you to watch this video and think that all you need to do is open a store, start targeting your niche, and you're going to make a bunch of sales. There are a lot of things that could go wrong. I recently made this video here detailing some of the biggest mistakes that I see beginners making with their print-on-demand stores. I would say that watching that would be very smart before you start doing anything with Facebook or Instagram ads, because if you have made any of those crucial mistakes that I talk about in that video, you're likely going to be wasting money on the ads and you probably won't make any sales. To sort of wrap up this video today, I want to talk a little bit about how you could actually start yourself a product-focused store like this. Personally, I think the first step would be to actually choose a specific product. If it is in fact going to be a product-focused store, you will need to make sure that you identify a product to make the star of your product-focused store, obviously. For example, you could choose leggings like I showed you, or even shoes like I showed you, but there are over 1,000 print-on-demand products out there that you can sell, and what you're going to want to do is choose something that's a little bit unique, something that could actually support an entire store. For example, this store here is quite literally called ocanvas.com. They sell canvases, that's their thing. As I mentioned, there are so many products out there that you can choose from, many of which I have reviewed here on the channel. That is going to be your first step. And the next step would be to actually begin choosing niches to make designs for. At the beginning, when you're just starting your product focused store, what I would say to do is to choose like 3, 4, or 5 niches and just make a handful of designs for each. If you choose too many niches at the beginning, that's going to mean that you are creating a lot of different designs, and that could be a lot of work for you to get the store open. I always say that when your store is new, less is more. That's going to help you to actually get open quicker and begin the marketing process. Obviously, once your store is open, you can add more niches, you can even add more designs for some of the niches that you started with. What I would say though is starting slow is going to allow you to begin launching ads and try to sell all of the products that you have on the store. The key though, like I said today, is making sure that you have a really nice image of your design and your product, and that you are also able to successfully show the ad to people inside of your niche. If you do those two things and you also have a great store, you are going to put yourself into a situation where you are obviously more likely to make sales. And like I said, if you need help getting any of this started, I do have that free print on demand for dummies course, as well as a bunch of other videos here on YouTube. So make sure to check some of those out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.